Hey, it's Vaughn. Welcome back to the Spin the Rock podcast. You can listen to us on all audio platforms, and for video, we are on YouTube. Check us out on all social media, whether it be TikTok or Twitter for updates, and thank you for watching.
Hello and welcome back to the Spin the Rock podcast. I'm your host, Angel, and with me today is
Eugene.
And Vaughn.
all right. It's officially preseason. Teams are playing games today. We teams are probably on their way to Abu Dhabi. It's 2 years in a row now. Still insane to me that we're having team games over there. But yeah, not much to get into. Very exciting episode today of a personal favorite of ours. So let's get straight into the news. Joel Embiid announced that he's playing for Team USA. I have some strong feelings about this, but I'm gonna let y'all go first. What do y'all think about this news?
Chasing that ring, bro.
Absolutely.
Chasing that medal. Honestly, I can't blame him, you know? Like if I'm hooping for Team Cameroon, I know we're not doing nothing. So I got my US citizenship. I might as well, bro.
Yeah, I mean, from Cameroon, and I think like last year, the year before, he was trying to get French citizenship to possibly play on their team. And then he probably seen like what they were doing in FIBA. Rudy Gobert looking garbage, Evan Fournier embarrassing himself, and he's like, all right, Team USA it is.
Bro, I don't. And then he tried to use his kid as a reason why. He said, I'm doing this for my son. Bro, come on now. Come on. As someone who watches like soccer, like if a soccer player did this, it would be embarrassing. They would be laughed out of the sport. But like I feel like international basketball is so unserious. Like it's not taken seriously whatsoever. So I feel like that's why Joel Embiid can do this. It's because it's the Olympics for basketball. Like, you know. So I think I don't know. I'm trying not to be negative about it. But like at least we're getting gold. We're assembling the Avengers this year, bro.
No, literally.
It's kind of insane. I guess FIBA was that bad. I don't like.
And it was no medal, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, I guess FIBA was that bad that we're calling the Avengers. Who's gonna be coach? Is the coach announced?
I don't know, but it's been Popovich. So I wouldn't be surprised if he would still be coaching.
Oh, true, I guess. All right. Any other thoughts?
No.
Okay, so just we got Joel Embiid, LeBron, Steph, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, KD.
They're thinking about Drew too, Drew Holiday as well.
Yeah. Like, who could beat that?
Bro, it's kind of insane how serious we're taking it this year.
Let's see how Germany fares this time.
Fact. Is this the most? I don't keep up with the Olympic side of it. I really don't care about the Olympic side. But like, is this the most serious we've taken it ever?
I would say so. Even with the Redeem team and the OG Dream team, you know, the OG Dream team took it really serious. But that's when like every player took basketball serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like basketball was like all they cared about.
Right. So
Coke.
I feel like that's in its own like category. With the Redeem team, they only cared so much because of how they lost, you know, the previous Olympics. So I kind of feel like that was its own thing. But now that, you know, the FIBA team didn't even place, I think it kind of put a fire under everyone. It was like, nah, we can't go out like this. We're still the best in the world kind of thing, you know? So I mean, I don't know. That's a good question though. Because I feel like they all just like are in different scenarios, you know?
Yeah, because you're right. The Redeem team was like only taken serious because of the embarrassment, quote unquote,
Right.
of USA basketball. But even then, at first, when you watch the doc, like even they said like it wasn't that serious until Pop became the coach, and then they were serious. Even the Redeem team started off as like we don't really care too, and
Right.
like
Right.
it was like it was Pop and Kobe. It was the
Mhm.
reason why the team took it so serious.
Mm.
So like I think you're right. I think the OG Dream Team is the last time we've seen like the Avengers for
Right.
USA basketball, which is kind of insane. But like that's how good we are, I guess. All
Yeah,
right.
like even like the Tokyo Olympics, like NBA or not NBA, USA team was kind of like not not what it will be in this upcoming one.
Mhm.
So like who was it? It was Dame, Jason Tatum, a lot of young guys to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you look at them compared to other teams, they just kind of like didn't stack up, but they still won gold.
Right.
Yeah.
So with all these superstars, like this is probably a lot of guys' last Olympics. So I
Mhm.
don't imagine they are gonna just take it lax, you know. It's
Yeah.
kind of like their last dance for this like international play. So
Mhm.
I imagine they would take it very serious.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Moving on. No other news. I mean, there's some deals going on, but right now it's they build up to NBA basketball. So we're gonna get right into our topic. But first, I wanted to make this part of our topic, but I feel like we kind of already know about this. So I'm gonna make it the hot seat. How excited are you for your own team coming up in the season, and where do you see them landing seeding rise? Last year this was a part of the topic for exciting teams and the secret part, but like we kind of brushed past it. So I'm making it the hot seat this year. So how excited are you for your team, your actual favorite team, and where do you see them landing this year?
For me, I mean, I'm excited for them, period. We made a lot of good signings this offseason. Truss and Palenka. We're healthy. It's the first time we've been fully healthy since that COVID championship entering the season. So that's good as well. Hopefully we can extend that for a good amount of time in the preseason and regular season. What was the second part of the question?
Where do you see them landing seeding rise?
Hopefully top 5. I would like to see top 5, but we'll just have to see how the season goes.
Well, I'm gonna be excited every year, no matter if the team is garbage or what we have now. It's just a complete reconstruction of a team, and I think this is the biggest reconstruction I've seen in the Jason Tatum era in the Celtics. So that alone is really exciting. Uh, I mean, as far as expectations go, you've got 4 guys who have been historically 20-point scorers, and you got defense. So I don't imagine they're any worse than last year. So they got to be top 2 in the East.
Yeah. For me, I'm also excited this year, more than I've ever been, but I'm also worried because last year every team was like, "Oh, it's the Nuggets, like we want them." So now that we won a ship, I'm kind of worried of how serious we're gonna be taken this year, and if teams are gonna take us a lot more serious or not. I kind of doubt it though, because like we didn't really do anything special this off season, and we lost people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this year, even though we won, I feel like teams are still gonna be like, we want the Nuggets. And you know what? I'm actually looking forward to that because maybe this is the year we finally beat the Warriors in the playoffs.
I guess my personal opinion, I think teams will be looking forward to it, but only because of y'all are defending the championship. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But like in terms of if they think you guys are weak or weaker than last season, I doubt. But there might be a couple teams who think that.
Yeah, I feel like it's mostly going to be West teams. I feel like West teams disrespect us more than the Eastern teams.
Right.
So I'm excited though to see Lakers Nuggets. I wonder if there's going to be any beef because last year, I mean, Coach Malone still talks about it. Like we won the ship, and he still talks about how the Lakers disrespected the Nuggets. So I'm excited to see if there's going to be any beef or if it's just going to be just nothing at all, which wouldn't be surprising.
Well, we'll know the NBA will be pushing it. They'll be calling them the next rivalry, whether that's true or not.
Right.
True. All right. That was our hot seat. Let us know if you're excited for your team in this upcoming season and where you see them landing. All right. And now on to our main topic. Exciting teams. We have one exciting team and one team we're just sleeping on. I think we're gonna kick it off with the team we're excited for. Who wants to start off with the team they're excited for this year?
I can go. I mean, I feel like this is an easy one, but the Bucks. I mean, Dame, Giannis, like those are two top 10, top 15 superstars in the league right now, and you pair them up, that's always going to be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a lot of question marks regarding like their depth and everything, but like Giannis and Dame are going to be playing their butts off. So that's definitely my most anticipated team. That isn't my favorite team.
For me, I'm gonna go a little bit to the younger side. I'm gonna say the Thunder. It's gonna be Chet's rookie season, so I'm excited to see how he plays.
True.
Alongside SGA and Josh Giddey and all them boys. Jalen Williams, coming off a pretty solid rookie season as well. So, yeah, I'm just excited to see what they do, and hopefully they make it play in and pass the play in.
They're gonna be fun to watch. Obviously, you got Chet, but like there's all these young players you don't know who's gonna take the jump. You don't know who you don't even know yet. That's gonna like surprise people like coming up. So yeah, that's a good pick.
It's a bunch of unknowns because like even like when Poku started to like blow up on the on their G League team and then they brought him up, it was kind of like, who is this kid? And then he just started hooping. So he might have some hidden gems as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we were always so high on the Thunder, and they haven't let us down. Like, it's really insane, and like, yeah, it's just they're a team who's really well run right now, and that's so like with the young teams, that's so hard to do. But it's also like they're killing it; they're knocking it out of the park. I'm also excited to see like how if SGA is gonna have a repeat. Last year was a season we expected him to do good, but we didn't expect him to do that good. He was a leading scorer. Like at times he was the leading scorer in the league. So it's like I wonder if he's gonna keep up this pace or if he's gonna come back down to earth with like I wouldn't blame him. Sometimes it's hard to follow up that hot of a season, but at the same time, it could happen because he's a good player.
Right. Or even if someone else steps up, like a Jalen Williams or Josh Giddey or someone like that. Or even Chet,
True.
He's able to score as well. So
if all goes well, like as a team, and they're better than last year, his stats should drop at least in the scoring column. Because if he doesn't have to score 30 every night, then that means something's going right.
And win, yeah.
True. Where do you see the Thunder landing, Eugene?
I would hope as a solid 8 seed, but the West is the West, and they're a young team, so hopefully somewhere between 8 and 10. Because that would be better than last year if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they missed out last year, like barely.
Right. So yeah, hopefully between 8 and 10, at least making the play-in game. If they could skip out on that first one, that would be ideal. But yeah, I really want to see them in a 7-game series.
Yeah, because Yeah, because they lost in the play-ins, but like they barely lost, and it was like their first time there. Well, with that core, so I hope they get a higher seeding for sure. Bringing it back to the Bucks, real quick. First off, where do you see them landing, Vaughn?
They gotta be top 3.
Yeah.
Like, if they get lower, it's kind of going to reflect a little badly on the trade, considering like what they gave up and what they're missing right now because of it. But even if they're not number 1 or 2, I think 3 they'd be satisfied with.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm personally excited for the Bucks. This is my answer, but I wanted to talk about the Bucks more because we kind of glossed over them. I'm excited for the Bucks because this is like, when was the last time we had a superstar duo who are both hardworking? Like, I don't think it's been a while since we had a hardworking, like, known for being in the gyms, like, duo.
I mean, Katie, Devin Booker, probably.
Yeah, but that's new. Like, that's still semi-new.
I'm kind of thinking D Rose and Jimmy Butler.
But were they superstars yet?
I think so. Even with D Rose coming off those injuries, Jimmy Butler was young when he was on the Bulls. I don't know. Like, who else?
Because a lot of the duos, it's always one hardworking guy and then like the one who's known for being lazy. So it's like always how it goes. I want to say like maybe Kawhi and Paul George was the thought of the hardworking duo, but then like they never play with each other. So like knowing what we know now, like it's not true. I'm also a new coach. It's like a completely different Bucks team almost. It's like Drew's not there. Chris Middleton is still like, if he's gonna be as he was before the injury, a new coach. Like it's gonna be, and they also have don't they also have a new small forward? Or did he?
I'm not sure. I don't even know who played it before.
Chris either plays shooting guard or small forward, depends on the lineup.
Yeah, but I know they made an addition. I just don't remember who it was. But yeah, so it's exciting to see a Bucks team be different because it's been the same for a while now. It's always been Drew, Chris, and the same coach and Giannis, and now it's like only 2 standing there from that Bucks core that we've been seeing is Chris and Giannis.
It's looking a lot like the Thunder, bro.
Yeah. Except completely different. Instead of a bunch of young guys, it's like a Dame. It's like a superstar edition. And I guess Brook Lopez has been there.
Brook Lopez. That's another question mark too, because he was injured last year, and
true.
He's getting older.
Yeah,
so he's not getting any younger.
But he was also in contention for DPO, like for DPOY. So like, it's just I'm with Juan. Like they're gonna be an exciting team for sure. My answer, this might be shocking, but I'm actually excited to see the Wizards this year. I think, and it's not because I think they're gonna be good. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're gonna be good. But for once, they've actually changed things up. For the first time in years, it's not Bradley Beal and co.
Right?
You got a young Jordan Poole who wasn't really the primary ball handler on the Warriors. Was kind of like just like if he's open, give it to him kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And like last year, he started off hot. Last year, he was the only good Warrior when they were on that weird losing streak. So I wonder, with the green light and Kuz, I wonder how they're gonna look.
Green light.
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna look. Is it gonna be bad shot after bad shot, or is it just gonna be fun basketball that ends up in losses?
I mean, probably, yeah. But they do have past first point guards in Tyus Jones and Monte Morris. Mm-hmm. Those guys both have a good assist to turnover ratio. Mm-hmm. So if they're feeding Jordan Poole and Kuz, I mean, those assist numbers might go up somehow on a worse team. But
yeah. And also, like, they almost made the play-ins last year. I mean, they fumbled it towards the end, but there was a solid moment where they were in playoff contention, didn't tie, like, for a solid second.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm actually never thought I would ever say this, but I'm excited for the Washington Wizards.
Now that Porzingis is gone, do they even have a big man?
I was literally just looking that up. Bro, I don't recognize any of these names.
It's open season in the paint then.
Mike Muscala.
He's not all that great. He's like a stretch forward.
Yeah.
Bro, they still have Taj Gibson.
That's their big.
Oh my god! I didn't know he was in the league still.
There's one person here who doesn't even have a name, has nothing but their birthday next to their names. Case Aldridge. Case Aldridge. Bro, I'm not even kidding. He doesn't even have a weight.
Oh my god.
He just got signed yesterday.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm just excited to see how they look. Yeah, it's a Bradley Beal list like Wizards is gonna be interesting for sure. Like I said, it's either gonna be fun basketball with a bunch of L's or a bunch of L's with just bad shots.
It's good news if you pick this because you could get the Wizards as your new favorite team today.
You know what? I'm just gonna move on past that. Who is the team you're not excited for?
I gotta go with the Jazz only because there's really no expectations for them.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, like there's gonna be Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler, good on offense and defense for those players, but like they're kind of a team in nowhere right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they succeed and get in the play-in, that would be nice to see the team is competitive, but also it could go south and they could be fighting for a lottery pick, But either way, both don't sound exciting to me. Plus, it's like Utah. Like, who cares?
Yeah. What do you see them landing?
Where'd they land last year? 11?
I think 11 or 12. Hold on, I got you. 12. They're one game behind the Mavs.
Probably about the same. Probably around the 12 mark.
Yeah, the Jazz are really because they're in the start of what the Thunder did. So it's hard to be excited for them because you don't know how good they're gonna do it. We're excited for the Thunder because we're seeing it play out and how well they're doing it.
Right.
With the Jazz, they're at the very beginning of that process. So you have no clue if it's gonna be good or bad. So yeah, I definitely agree. The Jazz are a team I'm definitely gonna be sleeping on this year.
For me, not even like on some like hater shit, it would probably just be the Knicks because I feel like they're in the same boat. Even with all the additions and extensions of players, I really don't see them moving up per se, especially given the top 4 teams in the East. But they could very well plummet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Between the Nets, how well the Nets do, how well the Bulls do, maybe even the Pacers, So
yeah.
It's not that I think they're gonna do bad, but they very well could do bad, So
Where do you see them landing this year?
Peak would be 5.
So pretty much the same.
Yeah, maybe 6.
Yeah,
but if they fall, I don't see them falling more than 8.
Yeah. I mean,
they'll definitely be like competitive, but like their ceiling has a cap you can really see. Like if they make Eastern Conference Finals in the playoffs, that would probably be a lucky run like Trae Young had during his Eastern Conference Finals appearance. Like this is not a team that's gonna make it to the finals. Like there's no expectation that no one thinks that except Knicks fans. So,
yeah. I mean, for once, that's like not like for once, like that is actually not you just being a Knicks hater because we've seen it before. It's like the Knicks story. They do good one season, the next season they're dog. Like they're just complete like awful. Like so, yeah, I can't call you a hater for that because it's the Knicks.
Mhm.
You never know with them. They're either a really good season or a really bad season.
Right.
What would really change that though? Because it does kind of feel like they're stuck in this spot.
Give it a tib.
Yeah, I think it's coaching. Me personally, I do like him as a coach, but I just think he works with other players better than others, and that's probably goes for most of the coaches in the NBA, but him specifically, like
he's not a coach I like the Knicks should be having because they have a mix of vets and young guys, and he likes his vets. Like when you have a lot of good young guys and him at the helm, it's just like not a good recipe. We've seen it with the Timberwolves. Like he kind of wants to stick with what he has in mind. He doesn't like change really. So I think he definitely, but like how it's hard to fire it. Well, I don't know how he's still employed, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how he hasn't been fired, bro.
I think they're kind of thinking like me in terms of if you fall to, I don't know, a certain seed, then you're out of here. But until then, we'll keep you around because at least we know you're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know though.
But like what's his name? Mike from the Bucks got fired. Yeah, he got fired.
Okay, that's a whole different story, bro. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It was kind of like it was a shock for sure.
I think part of it has to be like fear in the Knicks upper management because they had a history of just terrible coaching up until they got Tom.
Yeah,
and just at least they were competitive at that point. But Tom, I mean, like, I don't think he's ever been to the finals. The closest he's been is Eastern Conference Finals, and part of the mismanagement you can see, like, he's still got bad habits. Like at least when it comes to rotations and upsetting like your star player, like last year he benched Julius Randle and he looked upset on the sideline, but we'll see how that carries on in the season.
Yeah.
Also, they might just be really bad at finding a replacement head coach.
That's true.
Very true. All right. Damn. Has it been all East teams? No, Vaughn said Jazz. Okay, I'm gonna say the Sixers. I'm just not like with the Harden situation, with that story of him trying to pull a Jimmy Butler and losing. Like I'm just not excited for them this year. I just feel like there's a lot of drama, and like unlike the Nets, the drama isn't good. It's just like between the owner and James Harden, And I feel like it's just the Sixers are just like a team where I can't expect more than a 3 seed, or I can't expect more than like a disappointing second round loss. Like it seems like that's their ceiling, and with Joel Embiid, that's kind of sad because he's a good player and he's fun to watch. But it's just like I just can't be excited about a team I know how it's gonna end for.
Do you think he's gonna leave or get traded at some point?
I keep seeing conflicting reports because there's some reports saying that he's gonna show up and actually play, and there's some reports saying that he's not. So I have no idea.
I mean, he's like talked his way out of the Rockets, the Nets, and it's probably going to be again with the Sixers.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if he suits up in play, it's going to be like he's being bad on purpose, no effort,
Yeah.
just to like make a statement to get him traded, I don't see a scenario where he stays there and finishes his contract.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's so odd. Well, it's also because like apparently the Rockets almost scooped him up, and then he like lost it for himself.
Yeah, he said he wanted to go back to being like the 30-point scorer James Harden that we knew on the Rockets, and Ime Udoka was like, no, we don't want that.
Yeah, because Sixers Harden, I'm gonna die on this hill. Sixers Harden is better than Rockets Harden, and so like, I don't know. I'm so confused on why he's doing this. It doesn't make sense.
It's like Kyrie in a sense, like
Yeah,
how he's doing himself right now. But yeah, I don't know. James Harden, it's all up in the air right now.
yeah. It's Philadelphia. I'm sleeping on.
I can't blame you. Do you think they have a chance at sinking lower than 3?
No. Actually, yes, because I feel the Cavs can really shake things up this year.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Cavs sneak in a second seed. I think first seed is. I don't see them getting first seed because I think the Bucks and Celtics are just too good. I think one of them is for sure gonna have the first, and the other one is gonna barely miss out on second seed. So I can see the Sixers being fourth or even fifth, because like it's really like the top 4 teams, they're all insane. The
Right.
Cavs, the Bucks, the Celtics, like they're all really solid right now. And the Sixers, even when they have Ben Simmons on the bench, Harden not trying, injury problems, they still somehow sneak in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I wouldn't be surprised, but like this year the East is at least the top 5 side of things is really strong.
I could see him dropping down like 7, like if
Really?
things don't go right. If like you said, injuries, the James Harden drama.
They
Like
did
you
get rid of a
mentioned-
lot of pieces too, and a lot of good
Oh
pieces.
yeah, they got rid of Thibault.
Yeah.
Yeah. You name top 4 teams, but like the Knicks could maintain themselves and get the 5 over the Sixers, and then the Heat still exist,
Yeah.
That's true.
The only reason why I don't see them falling to play-ins is because the Nets are worse. The Raptors are getting worse. The Bulls are getting worse. Like that's the only reason why I don't see them falling into play-ins is because the play-in teams, while the top teams are getting better, they're getting worse.
Right.
So that's the only reason why I don't see them falling into play-ins. But like, who knows? Anything can happen.
I could see this season as being the one that breaks Joel Embiid and makes him request a trade.
That's
Like depending on how it goes.
Yeah, if James Harden gets traded and they get a terrible return and their team is just not succeeding, I mean, Joel can just look at this like this team is not built for me.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It'd probably be beneficial to trade him. So
That would be like that would shake up the league for sure.
Like you saying it too, it does sound crazy, but at the same time, if that were to end up happening, it wouldn't sound crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like depending on the situation, like if they're
Right.
like 7th seed in like January and
Right.
he requests a trade, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But also like he is arguably like depending on who you are, he is either the best in the league or the second best. Either way, that's a guy that like can really just change the entire league. If he goes to the West, like things are gonna be even harder. If he stays in the East, one of those teams who have been struggling is gonna shoot up in the standings. So it's like anything can happen if he gets traded. Damn, now I
Right.
kind of want him to get traded. All right. That has been exciting, and non-exciting teams are subtopic because today is a return of our personal favorite topic that we've done, spin the wheel. This year it's a little different because we don't have 4 people. But if you don't know, the 3 of us each have a different team. Me and Eugene are a Western team. Vaughn is an Eastern team. So that way teams get covered. We're going to spin a wheel of an opposite conference to have a second team. Let's talk about last year. Last year, we each had an awful team except for Tyler, who is the only guy who had a team make the playoffs. None of our teams even made the play-ins. So, are you hoping for something different this year? Or did you walk away kind of happy with your team?
No, hell no. I spent all that time learning all these players, and like half of them aren't even there anymore. Like, it was all for nothing. Just an unfun team to watch.
For me, I mean, I probably had the best team out of us three. I was excited to see them actually have like contention for a play-in, and unfortunately they did end up missing the play-in. But it was really cool to see just the progression over their season, even though they dealt with their fair amount of injuries and whatnot. But yeah, the Pacers, hopefully they do better this season.
Yeah, it was Charlotte. I walked away. Like, I think me and Vaughn tied for worst experiences because I didn't even get to watch LaMelo ball. He was injured for most of the season. So I am definitely looking for some upside this year. All right, we're gonna actually kick it off with you, Eugene,
I bet.
because Vaughn, is by himself. As you can see, it's a little different this year. Because this year, me and Eugene actually have the Bulls on here. Only the bottom two teams are on there twice. So Pistons and Hornets. Just looking at the wheel, Eugene, who do you want and who do you not want?
Well, I don't want the Pistons. I'll deal with the Raptors, but I don't really want them. Definitely don't want the Hornets. The Magic is bearable. They're more bearable than the Pistons. I don't want them, but I'd be fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
The Bulls, I don't know. They looking like the Pistons right now. I think everyone else will be fine. Hawks would be fine. Sixers would be fine. Nets would be fine. Cavs, obviously. Bucks, obviously. Even the Wizards. I'd even retake the Pacers, but.
All right. You ready?
No. No. My luck is awful, bruh.
No way.
Oh! Let's go.
Oh gosh.
I'll happily take them. I'll happily take the Bucks, bruh.
That's insane.
Giannis and Dame. Let's go.
For the first time ever, a contender has been picked on the wheel spin. How you feeling?
This was dangerous too. The Pistons were below and the Wizards were above.
Yeah, true.
I was so scared. I was like, please don't give me the Pistons.
How you feeling, Eugene?
Bro, I'm so happy, bro. Catch me in a Dame jersey this year, bro.
All right. With that, the Bucks is off the board. All right. Switching over to the West for Vaughn. So it also looks different for Vaughn because, he's the only one.
True.
So to keep it the spirits of bottom two teams, you had 15 to pick from instead of 16. But your bottom two teams are the Rockets and the Spurs. So looking at the board, who do you want and who do you not want?
Okay, I definitely don't want the Rockets again. I can't go through another year of that. And like in our topic earlier, I don't want the Jazz. But I think I'd be okay with the Spurs because my job would be easy. ESPN is going to be riding on Wemby. You know that.
Yeah.
So I think any other team I'd be okay with.
All right. Are you ready?
All right, let's get it.
Ooh. No way.
Oh, that was really close. Oh,
A repeat would have been tough.
A repeat
Oh.
would have been so awful. You got the Minnesota
God.
Timberwolves. How are you
It's
feeling
Anthony
about
Edwards. Anthony
Yeah.
Edwards all day long. I'm gonna love enjoying that. Not so much Rudy Gobert. I'll probably when he's on the floor, I'll be on my phone or something. But like Anthony Edwards, I'm all right with that.
That's
All NBA season.
kind of insane. How close you were to Rockets again. Oh man. All right. Oh fuck. Oops. All right, looking at the board for me, I obviously don't want the Hornets again. Like, for the love of God, that was atrocious. I honestly also don't want the Raptors. I think the Raptors are just so boring right now.
Bro,
They're
they're
just
gonna be crazy bad.
just with the loss of Van Vliet and also not trying to make any moves to gain anything. They just lost this year. And the fact that they re-picked up Portal, like I'm just not excited for that team.
Right.
I actually really want the Nets. I think the Nets will be fun to watch again. They have a lot of young guys. Mikal Bridges is probably gonna be the main guy on that team, so it's gonna be fun to watch him. Other than that, I'd be just okay with anyone else. All right. No. Why am I always getting shafted by this fucking wheel?
Bro just went on a rant about how he didn't want the Raptors and then got the Raptors.
This happened last year. I went on a rant about how the Hornets are atrocious, and then I got them. I am
You're just
sick of
really
this
good
wheel, bro.
at manifesting, I guess. You just willed it into existence.
I think it's obvious how I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm not happy at all. Why don't we go around, name a pro and a con of your team? Why don't we start off with you, Eugene, since you went first? One pro, one con.
Like in terms of what?
Oh, like a good thing about being a fan of them and a thing you're not looking forward to being a fan of them. I mean, it might be hard to be a thing you're not looking forward to because you got the Bucks, and also where you see your team landing.
Right. I mean, the obvious pro would just be, Dame and Giannis, just seeing how they play together. A con, though, I think their depth, bruh, because since they gave up a lot for Dame, including picks, they're not gonna have a lot of depth, or like strong bench support. So it's gonna be interesting to see for me, like how the coach deals with that. And then, like we've been saying, basically the entire offseason, probably top 2. I doubt even 3rd seed unless some crazy, something happens. But yeah, I don't see him falling out of 2.
Pro and con for the Raptors. A pro.
You got Jakob Poeltl, bro.
Yeah, I do like Podol. I do like him, so I guess he'll be fun to watch. At least I have a team who might make play-ins this year. Last year there was no hope for me.
That's
this
true.
year I'll have 2 teams in the postseason, hopefully. A con, they're just a boring franchise. They don't do anything exciting. They have a lot of assets that everybody thinks they should get rid of, but they're just keeping. I'm just more worried on if they're gonna get worse this year. I think as a con is that they can definitely get worse. If they
especially with Van Vliet being on the Rockets now. Yeah.
If they do make the trades their fans have been begging them to make and enter rebuilding, they're gonna get worse. And so that's definitely a con. I see them landing, bro. I'll be honest. I see them landing like 9th at top. 9th at the most, bro. They were what 7th, 8th last year.
I think.
Yeah, and they had Van Vliet. Now they don't.
I think they were 7 because Miami was 8.
Yeah, so like now they don't have that, and they might get rid of people like midway. I think 9th is like the best they'll get out of them. Lose that first game.
Can't argue that.
As far as the Timberwolves go, I mean, last year they were a playoff team.
Yeah.
Maybe not like successful, but they did make it, and that's with a struggling center rotation. The old Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert question, and I don't know if they will improve or decline, but I know they'll be competitive at the very least. Well, they got 3 centers. They're paying crazy amounts of money. So I'd be shocked if a trade don't happen at some point. If not, that'd be kind of crazy on management. Like at least based on what the roster looks like now.
Yeah.
I do have to look for the best 3-point shooting center in Karl Anthony Towns. I got Anthony Edwards. Those are exciting. And then Leonard Miller, as Eugene mentioned in our prospects episode, could be an exciting piece for them as well. But they have the impossible problem of trying to fit 2 centers in the modern NBA.
Pure centers at that.
Yeah.
And some sort of ego going on with Rudy Gobert as well. I mean, you don't try to hit your teammate last year over some words. He was trying to like hype himself up for this FIBA, and he looked disastrous out there. But I don't know. Maybe he'll grow wiser this year. He won't.
Honestly, I really hope so, because like I know they can make it work. I know they can, but it's just egos, bruh.
Yeah,
that could literally make or break a team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah. Also, it's also like, are they gonna be dumb and trade away the wrong center? Like, there's an obvious answer for which center they should trade when they make the decision to get rid of one of them, but they could either get rid of Cat or Reed. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of Reed and kept Cat and Gobert.
Which would be crazy if they did.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Just signed him on a fat contract.
That's what I'm saying. I'm kind of with Vaughn. I think it's bound to happen. One of those three get traded, but it's more so which one, and also how bad of a decision are they gonna make? Are they gonna make the obvious one? Are they gonna make the okay? I can kind of see this working. Or are they gonna get rid of the youngest one there? Like, you know.
Do you think there's a chance that they actually would trade Cat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, he's the one who has like the most trade potential.
Yeah.
Just because he can be a 3-point shooting big,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed Rudy Gobert's contract is way too overinflated, and then Naz Reid, good role player, but also fat contract, hard to make work. If the scenario is they don't trade any of them for some reason, I think the only solution is on nights where you're facing a superstar center, you have Rudy Gobert out there. And then on nights where it's just an average center, Cat plays in the starting lineup. I think that's the only way that I can think of that would resolve anything. Mm-hmm. Because as much as we shit on Rudy Gobert, their defense is better with him on the court and worse with him off. So it's literally just offense versus defense. Do you want to make the lives of Anthony Edwards easier by taking him off the court, or do you value the defense on tonight? So
yeah, I think you're right about that. Is like where are you gonna prefer that night? It's definitely gonna be up for toss. I honestly don't. I think they gave up on twice at the same time. Like, I'll be surprised if they try to do both on the court, but also not because ego.
I mean, they already tried that, and we saw that it didn't work.
Yeah, but like, you got Cat and Gobert starters their whole career I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of have no choice. You
Right.
know,
Right. I mean, you start Cat at power forward and Rudy at
center.
center. I don't know.
It's definitely.
I do feel like that could work as well. You know, Cat just play a stretch four. He doesn't have to worry about defense all that much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even we've seen Rudy be a liability on defense at points. So
Yeah. It's very interesting for sure. Where'd you say they're gonna land on?
Where were they? Were like seventh last year, seventh or
Yeah.
eighth. I mean, I'd see the same as them.
7th.
You know, yeah, seventh because like they didn't resolve anything.
I mean, their
Who'd they
life's
lose?
harder, low key.
Did they lose Kyle Anderson? They lost
they lost McDaniels.
Yeah.
McDaniel. Yeah. So it's kind of tough.
A full season without D'Lo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if D'Lo was the answer for them because like you got Gobert, Anthony Edwards, and D'Lo, and their decision making together wasn't the greatest. And I do
Yeah.
think Mike Conley was the better veteran point guard for them to let them do their thing.
Mike Conley came out clutch in the play-ins.
Facts.
Yeah, he got them to overtime, and Carlton Towns couldn't pull it off. Anthony Edwards was hurt. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah. I think that's all our teams. So now, just go through. I am a Raptors fan. Eugene is a Bucks fan, and Vaughn is a Wolves fan. Before we call it an episode, it is going to be a little bit shorter because there's only 3 of us. But before we call it, how excited are you for this season? Is it higher than last year? Is it lower than last year's?
I think it's a lot higher than last year.
Yeah.
I think because it was like this whole Dame thing, at least for me, you know. It was just like, is he going to get traded? Is he not going to get traded? When will he get traded? You know, because I think we all had a common thought. We knew he was going to get traded before trade deadline, but in the regular season, we didn't think it was going to be right before training camp. You know.
Yeah.
And then the fact Dame is now on the Bucks alongside arguably the best player in the league, you know, I think it was on par with KD going to the Warriors almost, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for me, I think I'm more excited for this season than last season.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's probably more exciting this season because after last year's playoffs, we saw a 1 seed get bumped off by a play-in team, and that just makes me wonder what crazy things will happen this playoffs,
Yeah.
or even in this regular season. We got I think a lot of the bottom feeding teams last year improved with roster, with prospects. So even those will be more interesting to watch than last year. So
And there's a lot of question marks too, you know, like how are the Wizards going to do? How are the Suns going to do? You know, with a Bradley Beal alongside KD and a Bradley Beal less Wizards, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very exciting, and I think it'll be probably one of the most entertaining seasons we've had thus far.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think it's way more exciting too, especially because even though it's the same amount, it feels like more basketball with the in-season tournament, a format we've never seen before. The superstars are now being punished for resting. Like you guys said, the league is just getting better and better. Like teams are no longer like the bottom feeding teams actually tried to get better for the first time in a long time. So it's just like, man, I'm excited for NBA basketball this year. Like, I can't wait to see how the in-season tournament plays out. If it's gonna be good or if it's gonna be a train wreck. I can't wait to see how these new teams are looking. Like, it's definitely, I'm more excited than ever before for sure.
It's gonna be a lot of storylines too, you know, between the rules,
Yeah,
probably most likely load management,
yeah,
Wemby, just like a whole bunch of storylines. So I'm excited to see that too as well.
Yeah, the storylines are gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
You
You
just
got-
got a little like corner of the NBA, like a rookie of the year race. We got Chet, we got Scoot, we got Victor, and then Brandon Miller exists. Like,
Yeah.
he could be a surprise, you know. You
Yeah.
don't know what's in store.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every team has some kind of story. The Lakers have like an exciting team for the first time in a while. Old man LeBron. Like the Celtics have Drew Holiday. The Nuggets are defending champions.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just every team
Like,
has some form of storyline.
and like
Dameless Blazers.
Shameless
Chris Paul
Blazers.
is on the Warriors. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
that's insane.
The Suns have a super team. Like, you know, the Suns have a super. When was the last time the Suns even had a good team, bro? Like in the 2020s, we've seen the Suns better than we have ever seen them.
Right.
Like a team who's been known for being trash has been the best they've ever been.
Right.
So it's definitely, I'm like, I can't. This is the most excited I've ever been for NBA basketball for sure. All right, and that's probably what we're gonna call it. If you are listening on any podcast platform, make sure you give us that 5 stars, leave down a review, let us know how excited you are, and let us know if you're excited to have us a part of your fan base now. If you're listening on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you comment there, the same thing. And yeah, we're on all social media platforms at Spin the Rock for clips and episode updates. Thank you for listening. You welcome in the Raptors fan, the Bucks fan, and the Wolves fan. We'll see you again next week where we're going to be making predictions, MVP, Rookie of the Year, Finals matchup, just outlandish predictions. We're going to fill up the board this year. Last year we just made it awards. This year we're going to also try to fill up the board as well. So make sure you tune in next week. Thank you for listening. All right.
Gotta make them Skip Bayless fucking Colin Coward predictions, bro.